Joe Biden has pledged $1 billion in aid to Africa while North Carolina residents continue to struggle after Hurricane Helene. While residents of North Carolina are picking up the pieces after a devastating hurricane, President Biden has announced a $1 billion aid package, not for American recovery, but for Africa. This raises the question of whether charity should begin at home or not. Is this compassionate leadership or failure to prioritize American citizens? Well, President Joe Biden has pledged over $1 billion in humanitarian support to Africans displaced by historic drought, food insecurity, and other pressing needs across 31 African countries amidst ongoing recovery efforts in North Carolina following Hurricane Helene. This announcement has sparked controversy, with some critics accusing Biden of prioritizing foreign aid over domestic disaster relief. President Joe Biden announced during his visit to Angola, where the U.S. is showcasing a major infrastructure project aimed at countering China's investment on the continent.
Moving from patrons to partners. And today, I'm announcing over $1 billion in new humanitarian support for Africans displaced from homes by historic droughts and food insecurity. We know African leaders and citizens are seeking more than just aid. You seek investment. So the United States is expanding our relationship all across Africa, from assistance to aid, to investment to trade, moving from patrons to partners.
According to an official press release by USAID, the funding includes nearly $823 million through USAID, more than $202 million from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Commodity Credit Corporation, and nearly $186 million through the U.S. Department of State. This aid announcement by the outgoing President Joe Biden has sparked broad outrage on social media as thousands of victims of Hurricane Helene in North Carolina are homeless and others are freezing in tent. Meanwhile, back at home, Hurricane Helene ravaged part of North Carolina in late September 2024, causing widespread destruction and displacing many residents. The Biden-Harris administration has already approved over $1.8 billion in assistance for hurricane recovery efforts, with FEMA allocating $911 million for individual and community assistance and $330 million for public assistance costs. However, FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell has stated that the agency will need an additional $40 billion beyond its 2025 budget request to support ongoing recovery efforts. Foreign aid isn't new for the U.S. Historically, America has spent billions abroad to secure alliances, promote democracy, and counter geopolitical threat. From the Marshall Plan in post-World War II Europe to aid in rebuilding Iraq, foreign assistance has always been a tool of diplomacy. But what makes this case controversial is the timing. While American taxpayers are homeless and freezing due to Hurricane Helene, Joe Biden is in Africa dashing money. The recent aid to Africa is just the tip of the iceberg, as the Joe Biden administration requested Congress to approve an additional $24 billion aid for Ukraine. Critics have slammed Biden's decision, arguing that he is prioritizing foreign aid over domestic disaster relief efforts in North Carolina. Some have taken to social media to express their frustration, and Nancy Mace, a South Carolina congresswoman, took to X to voice her anger. Others have defended the decision, citing the global nature of humanitarian crisis and the importance of international cooperation. What do you think? Should the U.S. focus more on domestic recovery or continue its role as a global benefactor? Let us know in the comment. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more thought-provoking discussions.